Imagine having complication in your pregnancy and when you were rushed to the hospital, the nurse that was supposed to attend to you runs away. That was my experience. 7 months into my first pregnancy, I had a complication and I was rushed into the hospital at night. The first one saw me, got scared and ran away. Went to call the other lady. The other lady came, checked me and was like, she doesn't even know if it's the head of the baby. She doesn't know what is going on. They finally had to refer me because even the doctor that was supposed to be available, he was called and he said he had gone home and he cannot come back that night. Which brings me to the point of making this video. So if you're an expectant mother, newly pregnant, newly wedded, and you plan to have children, grab a seat. This video is for you. Before you choose a hospital to have your baby, put these few things into consideration. Number one, do they have enough hands? The reason why that thing happened to me that night was because it was only one doctor that was manning that hospital. He came highly recommended. People said he has been practicing for 30 years. He's an experienced gynecologist and all of that, and I should use them. But an experienced gynecologist who is not available is as good as not having anyone, right? So no matter how experienced, because I know that some people like to use maternity homes, they are experienced nurses, if they don't have enough hands, you can come on a day where no one is on duty, on a day where the doctor is not on duty, and you are in soup. So make sure they have a lot of hands. They have more than one doctor, more than one professional on duty at every point in time. Another thing to check out for is if they have professionals, gynecologist, a surgeon, and a pediatrician. These three people come in handy when you're having your baby. Sometimes you can plan for natural birth and something will happen and you have to go in for an emergency C-section. If they don't have anyone that can carry that out, you are in a lot of problem. So make sure that this place you're going to have your baby, have these people on ground. Pediatrician, also very important, because babies can come out with some kind of complications that you need a professional's advice. When I had my son, he had a small case of jaundice and we needed a professional. Thank God the hospital I used had a professional on ground. So make sure they have what? Gynecologist, surgeon, and pediatrician. Another thing you should look out for is proximity to where you live. The place you're having your child cannot be far from where you live. I have a friend who delivered in the car. She could not get to the hospital. I have another friend who had to divert to a closer hospital because the labor came and it was happening so fast. She had to give birth somewhere else. So when you are checking for hospital to use, please check for the one that is close to you. At most 30 minutes. 30 minutes is even a lot. 50 minutes max. Another thing you should do is to have backup plans. What do I mean? Have more than one hospital that you are using, because that's what saved the day. When I had my first experience, it was the second hospital, the general hospital, that saved the day. So if you are using a private hospital, have a general hospital on the side just in case. Sometimes you can plan for natural birth that you might be able to afford at a private hospital, but situations can happen that you have to do a CS. Probably how much they are charging you in the private hospital is a lot. You can decide to go and use a general hospital because we all know that general hospitals are usually more affordable. Last on this list is checking if the hospitals you are going to use are accommodating, if they are friendly. Check how they treat their patients, especially when they are in labor. I've heard series of cases where people are beaten up, people are traumatized because of their experience with nurses and doctors. So check how they treat their patients. When I was scouting for a hospital to use for my son when I was pregnant for the second time, I went to this particular hospital. I made the inquiries with the staff. Of course, the staff will always say good things about the hospital, but I didn't stop there. I sat back at their reception and I just waited to see other women who had delivered there before and some women who were coming for antenatal, and I asked how they are being treated, how they were treated when they were having their baby, and the information I got from them was what helped me in making a good decision. So next time, make sure you put all these things into consideration before you pick a hospital to have your baby. Please send these videos to someone and don't forget to give a like. You might be helping someone.